Shalom, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, salutation to Icon pushing his truth with sincerity and charity. The title today is A Good Name. The subject is the importance of having a good name. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. A good name is I'll do a carnal comparison. It's like having a good credit. You know, you can drive right out the dealership with a new car, no money down. You know, it can get you far or out of situations where you know you may need a reputation to spare you, right? So, like they say in the world, you know I'm good for it. If you have to be loaned something and have to pay back somehow, a good name, you know, it can spare you out of situations. Of course, the Lord spared. Okay, the Lord doeth all things, but the Lord would use a good name to spare you, like what happened in the book of Susanna. Okay, when the maid said, "Her Susanna, we never heard her do anything like this." When she was being accused of something, her good name partook in that. Okay. Another thing she did that, you know, aside from the topic, was just had patience and trusted in the Lord. But having that good name, you know, it can give you some time. It can give you some leeway in situations. This is Acts chapter 26, verses 1 through 6. I may not read the whole thing, but I'll start at 1. Then Agrippa said unto Paul, "Thou art permitted to speak for thyself." Then Paul stretched forth the hand and answered for himself, "I think myself happy, King Agrippa, because I shall answer for myself this day before touching all these things whereof I am accused of the Jews." So Paul was being accused. He had accusations against his name, his reputation, right? His what he did, right? They had accused him of things which they could not prove. Right, it says, "Especially because I know thee to be an expert in all customs and questions which are among the Jews, wherefore I beseech thee to hear me patiently." So Paul, you know, saying, just listen to me. I can explain, right? What they accusing me of, I can explain, right? Verse 4, "My manner of life from my youth, which was at the first among mine own nation at Jerusalem, know all the Jews, right?" It says since he was a youth, right? Since he was a youth, verse 5, "which knew me from the beginning, if they would testify that after the most straightest sect of our religion, I lived a Pharisee." Amen. Apostle Paul said he was one of the Pharisees of the strictest sect, tribe of Benjamin. This is Apostle Paul, man. Verse 6, "And now I stand and am judged for the hope of the promise of made of Yahweh unto our fathers." So he was explaining, this is my reputation. These people, they know me. They know about me. They know I wouldn't do X, Y, Z. Did you hear these accusations? I was raised from the strictest sect of the Pharisees of the Pharisees. You hear these accusations of me? You really think I would do this bogus stuff? So this is the importance of having a good name, a good reputation, right? This is Daniel's chapter 12, verse 2. "And many of them that slept in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life," right? That good name, "and some to shame and everlasting contempt." So in the kingdom of heaven, you know, if you got that everlasting shame, it's going to feel like you naked, man. You ain't going to have no covering. The covering of the blood of the Messiah is not going to be on you. Hamashiach, his blood is not going to be on you. So you just, you know, you're going to have to pay out of your own behind. You know, granted, down the line, you know, you'll be fine. You're not going to be as bad, but you're going to have everlasting contempt, though. You know, you'll have everlasting shame. People going to know that was you. You did X, Y, Z. You're going to be embarrassed, man. Right? Why? Because Micah chapter 7, verse 18, Who is a God like unto thee that pardon iniquity and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? He retaineth not his anger forever. So, eventually you're going to be fine. You ain't going to be as bad because there's going to be ranks in the kingdom. The scriptures say, who shall teach them not to keep these commandments and do so, such and such, if I'm quoting it right. But it basically says shall be ranked least among in the kingdom of heaven, and then so and so the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. So it's going to be ranks in the kingdom of heaven. And them in that contempt are going to be in the lowest set of ranks. It says, retained not his anger forever, because he delighteth in his mercy. Verse 19, he will turn again. He will have compassion upon us. He will subdue our iniquities and thou wilt cast their sins into the depths of sea. So the Lord said, for the ones covered by the blood of Hamashiach, who this world ignorantly calls Christ, right? His blood is going to cover the 1/3, and the elect within the 1/3 is going to be spared and going to have that good name, a good reputation, right? He's going to say, when he crowns the elect, he's going to say, you were faithful, my faithful, good and faithful servant. That's a good name, because his name is a good name. His name is faithful and true. A good reputation. So, that's going to participate in that rank in the kingdom of heaven as well. Of course, that's aside from the order of Melchizedek, which is the Most High, Yahweh, and then his son, Yahushua, and then King David, and then the elect, and then, the rest of Israel. But as far as in that rest of Israel, that ranking, and that's where that part comes in, as far as the least and the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. So, because no one's gonna outrank, just for clarity, no one's gonna outrank, Yahweh Shai, King. Nobody's gonna come over them. They're already sealed. That's for clarity's sake. Hopefully that was I made that pretty clear. But that everlasting shame is a reason why you want to have a good name, because imagine all the nasty little dirty things you did, and that's going to be on a public record in the kingdom of heaven, a public file, if you're not covered by the Lord. So that's just one thing to go into as far as a good name, Another thing is, especially with the accusations that's going to come against the saints in these latter days. He said, let the sheep, I send you as sheep amongst wolves. Be blameless as the blameless and harmless, as the scriptures say. So that's an importance of having a good name. Get you out of jams, man. So that you don't. And another thing is to not put blame on the ministry. If you out here stealing and somebody hanging with you, they gonna think that they stealing too. If you with such and such and they do such and such, they gonna think you do such and such too. So just good reasons to have a good name. Lord willing, I was edifying. Giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Shalom.